Welcome back, everyone, to the Complete Pine Leaf. We have arrived here in Fenmarch,
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
where apparently we have desperate times. And over here, this place seems to be well named. Yes, definitely a bit on the marshy side. Now let's find the thing. Probably in the mead hall somewhere. Ah, here is the thing. Hello there, sir.
We must stand by while the minions of Orthunk spread their influence.
You assisted my son in driving the orcs from the lumberyard? Thank you. It appears that we have a problem which needs solving. There are other pressing matters here in Fenmarch which I struggle with. Perhaps you may assist me? Oh, anything you need.
We cannot wait for the darkness to abate. Rohan must rally.
Yes, this is a family matter that I do not wish to involve others in, but I can't bring myself to tell Murguth that what I have long known. Yes, what's that? Now that Aomer is heir to the throne of Rohan, he is to marry a lady of much higher station, not the daughter of a marsh lord. If you could talk with her, it would remove the burden from my heart. Pick an arrangement of arrowhead, a flower which grows here in Fenmarch, and deliver it to her alongside with my message. Let me get this straight. You want me to gather flowers for your daughter and then tell her that Aylmer is no longer available to marry her because he must marry probably something like a Reeves daughter or something like that. Oh, I'm sure she's going to be really happy. Now I just need to find these arrowheads. Well, I suppose that flower could be called an arrowhead. It's probably the closest thing I've seen to a flower that on that shape. Now, let's see if I can find a few others. Let's see, how about down in this direction? Ooh. Hey, I must really have good eyesight if I could see one way down there. There we go. And that is two arrowheads. So I wouldn't recommend using these with a bow. So I suppose you could take a ribbon, tie it around the stalk of the arrowheads, and tie a nice, neat bow in order to keep them together. Though that wasn't the type of bow I meant before. Ah, here is the last arrowhead. Now, let's find the daughter and give her what I'm expecting is going to be some bad news. Otherwise, her father would have undertaken the task himself, or at least not have asked me to come and try to assuage the feelings with some flowers. I wonder how often I've seen that because I think that's the first time I saw a swan coming in for a landing and landing in the water. I usually don't see them being that dynamic. Hello there.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Yeah, and Aylmer will not marry me? Margaret hangs her head as a tear rolls off her cheeks and onto the dock. And then she runs off. Well, I don't think she took that too well. I delivered the message.
We must turn to the offensive.
I knew that this would break her heart. I simply could not bring myself to tell her. Thank you for delivering such unfortunate tidings. Hopefully, when she's calmed herself, she will return to better spirits. Now, we have more dire matters to attend to. More dire matters than a broken-hearted daughter. All right?
We stand in silence while the storm of Isengard grows stronger.
These orcs have been a growing nuisance, and we need to stop them immediately before they overwhelm us. We must locate their camp and drive them away. Unfortunately, I don't know where to begin. The best course of action might be to ask others if they might have seen any evidence of an orc camp. Talk to the people of Fenmarch and see if we can find evidence towards locating these orcs. All right, fine. And what? You've got more for me to do?
I do not understand why we delay here.
I was furious when I learned that Guthloff had been discharged by that treacherous Grima Wormtongue. It is only a matter of time before my son is called back to the side of Theoden King, and I want him to be ready. I would like to craft a new banner for him bearing the royal mark. The hide from boars will make a sturdy canvas to work upon. Could you hunt some boars and bring me their hides? Boar hides. For a royal banner of Rohan. Okay, I've been known to go against a boar or three. I have found Selotruth, and she apparently is going to provide us some evidence as to what happened to the orcs.
Our mission is dire.
Orcs? Nay, I thankfully have not seen any of those near this place, although I was recently picking flowers and saw a great frog. It leapt at me, and I thought that I was soon to perish. A great frog. Well, seeing that I have seen some great frogs in my time, so what was this frog like, I
The
wonder?
Rohirrim have need of your services.
After being frightened by those enormous frogs, I'm afraid to go collecting water lilies now. Would you mind doing it for me? It would be a great help to me. Go to the pond west of here and gather some water lilies for my dear Lily. Your dear Lily. Is Lily your daughter or something? Well, lilies for Lily. Just make sure that the goat's name wasn't Lily or something. Now, let's see. I hope those aren't the enormous frogs she was talking about. Well, there are some lilies, but I suppose those aren't big enough for her taste. Let's see if Frethy here has any clues about the orcs.
Will you aid the horse lords?
We don't see much turmoil here, but I imagine that orcs would not consider the marshland to be a great advantage. I do not mean to be short with you, but I have much to do. These chickens keep me busy. These chickens keep you busy. And what do I need to do with these chickens?
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
These chickens are so unruly, I can't keep them still. It might be because they are so hungry, but how can I get the feed if they don't stay still? The moment I leave, they'll run off, I know it. Could you do me a favor and collect a bag of feed from across the road? It would be a great help to me. Well, if I cross the road to get the feed, won't they cross the road to get it to come after me? I guess that's why the chicken crossed the road. That'll be a foul proceeding. I suppose this is the bag. Well, it looks like chicken feed. I'll assume that it's chicken feed, and I just hope that it isn't their seed crop. Oops. Well, here you go.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Well, you did not take long. I wasn't even able to corral these chickens in the time it took you. Hopefully, this feed will satisfy them. If you would accept chicken feed, I could repay you in that. Otherwise, I don't have much to offer for my gratitude. Oh well. Yeah, I get paid in chicken feed. Ah, now, there's a nice water lily. There you go. And one there. See? And one there. How Goldberry would think about these. So usually I associate Goldberry with white lilies. Are you sure it was a giant fry that wasn't a swan? Or, well, I guess you could tell the difference between a swan and a. I would hope she could tell the difference between a swan and a giant frog. I'm just thinking. Well then, hello there. Have you seen any evidence of orcs?
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
I see no orcs, but I did see Marigoth run past earlier. She looked quite upset. I hope that she's well, for she's a very lovely young lady. You might want to seek out Tova, though. I heard her talking about a giant boar. That may be of more concern than any orc. A giant boar. Well, that's too much of a coincidence. Another orc totem? It can't just be a prank by kids if there are two of them, but a culture from the orcs is always possible.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
She's gonna do away with me. I can't find my ring anymore. I have been delivering hay for many summers and have never lost it. I wager it's near one of the haystacks. But which one? I must begin preparing for dinner. If I do not, I will be in even more trouble than I already am. It must be at one of the haystacks that I delivered today. It should not be too difficult to find. Could you please search for my ring? You lost your wedding ring. Okay. Okay. Yes. I think. Yeah, I can see why you're concerned. Now, let's see about what we have here. Where were we? Ah, yes, here we go. Hello there. I heard something about a giant boar.
What brings you to these lands?
Well, it wasn't a giant boar, at least not one that's still alive. I was out for a walk, clearing my head, and I nearly stumbled over it. I was a bit taken aback, for there was a boar skull secured to a tree stump by rope, and there were other bones all over it. I ran back here as quickly as I could. I'm not sure who made that horrid thing. It could be the orcs, but I can't be certain. Well, I'm guessing that it was.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
When I returned from my walk, I noticed that my locket was missing. I don't know where it is, but it is likely that it fell off me when I was frightened by the boar totem. If you are going to go that way to investigate the totem, could you please be vigilant for my locket? It means so much to me. The boar totem I discovered is to the southeast of Fenmarch. All right. I will find the totem, and it might be a good idea to have a look for it anyway. So it's not another wicker one, but it is a totem. Is that a ring over there? Well, I suppose if you want to find a ring in a haystack, you send a needle. I hope this is your ring and that someone else in it also lose one.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Ah, you found it? I knew I could rely upon you. I hope it was not too difficult to find. Now my wife will not make me sleep in the marsh again. How could I ever possibly repay you? Sleeping in the marsh. Yeah, considering the current situation, it's probably not a good punishment to have. Hello there. Here are the lilies you ordered.
Our mission is dire.
Thank you for gathering this for me. Lily would be quite happy now. I hope those frogs left you alone. Such vile creatures. Well, I didn't notice any really big frogs, and I'm a hobbit there, so I think I would notice one if it were really big. There you go. Of course, maybe she has some interesting standards of what constitutes a giant frog. Now, let's go and see if I could find that totem. I haven't found the totem yet, but I have found a boar, and that may help me to get those hides I need for the banner. I don't think this place is riddled with boars, but we may find enough of them. All right, that's one down. And now, let's see, what else have we got? Any more up this way? Yes, there is one up here too. Good. It's just looking at me wondering, is that hobbit really going to do something? Well, I suppose a boar wouldn't know the difference between a hobbit and one of the local children. They could just be curious or something like that. Well, at least until I pull out the javelin and throw it into its eye. Now I expect that totem and the locket to be somewhere in this direction. Well, actually, that looks very familiar, doesn't it? Oh yeah, it isn't Wicker. But definitely the same culture. And I will say definitely orcish. Now that I look at this, it's definitely by orcs. There's absolutely positively no question about that. Well then, at least I've got the locket. I presume that this is your locket? At least it was near a boar orc totem.
Our mission is dire.
I thought I'd seen this locket for the last time. I am glad that you didn't have to look too hard. It means so much to me. Thank you. You're welcome. Now, with all that done, we can speak with the Thane. Oh, sir, I hope these boar hides will do.
I do not believe you will find welcome here.
This will be more than enough for me to begin. Thank you for bringing me such sturdy hides. My son will soon ride proudly beside the king, carrying this new banner. All right, good. And I also spoke with the people.
We must turn to the offensive.
This is most interesting. I do not know whether there is a connection, but it is worth looking into. The totem could have been just a jest, or there could be something more malevolent behind it. Well, considering that I've seen two of these in two very different locations, I'm going to go with the malevolent hypothesis.
This road leads to death. We should return to Edoras.
Could you please go into the swamp and look for this boar totem? I'm curious if there is a connection between it and the new orcs that have been causing us trouble. Tova mentioned that it could be found just east of Fen. I've already been there, but alright, I will visit again just to satisfy you. It's still there, and it looks just about the same. Let's have another look at it. This totem is adorned with bones of boars. It's also being protected by orcs. Oh my goodness gracious. We'll just have to take care of them that way. Goodness gracious. Really? 4 of them? And how do the non-wardens take care of this quest? Actually, I'm trying to think. How have I usually taken care of this quest when I was playing a different class? Probably, especially since you have to defeat these orcs in order to finish off the quest. So you have to be careful here. Maybe I have friends here. Let's take care of this pew pew here. Oh, I am running out of power. Well, don't worry, there are ways around that too. Yeah, dark before dawn. So delightful in situations like this. And now for you. And now to get back to the thing. But yes, I will say that I went from 90% sure that the orcs were involved to 100%. Very definitely orcish.
I do not believe you will find welcome here.
Why would the orcs attempt to scare us with these boar totems? It doesn't make much sense to me. They're already imposing as it is. We need to find where these orcs are coming from and put an end to them sooner or than later. However, Marigold has yet to return, and I fear that she may be in trouble. Ooh, trouble. And I wonder whose fault that is. Well, I know they may blame me for being undiplomatic.
I do not understand why we delay here.
These orcs are causing problems around Fenmarch, and I fear for Marigold's safety. Could you go look for her? She was last heading south towards Beaconwatch. She's been known to go there when she feels some time to be alone. Alright, fine. If she's safe and sound in Beaconwatch, then all is well. So I will look for Marigold, which is where you'll find me in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.